kake how to call it kake
party o party
la mol tombon so wala tinna problemo
master gel
to from the beaming to because ni ta ni coalition le ta da député bungoto to num baroto sembo soto na ada jila
hanila num
kadra in power
but so because of that wala ne ay sembo soto from UDP militanol ila leader mi ko 3 years mantara mararoto 5 years long so atele sulo dum ka baro sindi
5 years ago. So kadin 5
murunta kata election dula baro nata wi kotenke so wole baro sindi je but tenno nyum barote
Baro will not even think of forming a political party now given in 3 years old. What a killer. But the problem of this started Jelto 3 years, Jotna, no 3 years. Every ko Baro G 3 years, the unity more ko Baro de Gila. So Okola, Kavin Baro started, ako boso de Brekan na started ka Jindiro because Alamansal akafinya de boso, drive Wutital. Kavai Jindiro kumasle, some of them start supporting the 3 years Jotna. The same people are sponsor. It only are by it will move to another sponsor Kabeng. So problem of master Jejo. Nimolbe Murina Koma, Barola problem or Barola senior, I slow bindame, well over 3 years to 5 years, 3 years, 5 years.
so sembola kalo ka fenko form ka alfansum party form for bimbe biminto
pamme kunde bar kom jama ba fanka bem folam ko amandra gambia la loi ko sanji sabaka kate fay so
yeah
jama bi ko sinda bolura gambia la loi la kan wala na ayo fo
exactly tara gambia la luato ni jibe bari how to call it ñule campagne ke minna ka itandi gambiano la dole ñinna pour ka mol saf as just 3 years 3 years o banta atebe bola jele but by that time
Dabo Mantara, among campaign, why Dabo Muntarin? Dabo Muntarina by that time. So Kabata Nata, I think no, Omantar 3 Gambia la Luar. But for Ghanaian, Kadri campaign kela kata mole, kahu mole ko 3 years until dole kela nga murung atolka atoli alla tombondiroke. That time Gambia no be nyaadi yeline nyaadi telindila.
anu mol
Ma bay. Mo bay 3 years gale
wala so wato gambianol be hamere munele ya jamme boje e ñina do ko loi buko to min bijo man 3 years
Yeah.
so wolum problème
Total 100%. I agree with you. In agree tale yembim for about coalition or coalition or miyam dundi for problem or kita. So the thing is, Kabiring Kafu Moleko, they are gonna rule for only 3 years, then election or AK. Wama mean fananko Gambia la loi buko mafo fananko a president cannot step down before 5 years. So wale ya mean ko still now mi alanko ye MOU nyin sign. Well, they are fully aware of ko Gambia la constitution of 5 years, but constitution of Anamafo ko you cannot step down within the period of 5 years. So you can be a president, and even 1 week later you change your mind. Iko ntenyin dula sambanola lafta jila. And untolbe we can recall that ko Adama Barrow ya itandi Gambia no within that period ko atema no, but the opposition majority, which is UDP, that's why I agree that without the statement from Honorable Dabo Biden, Adama Barrow tita for 5 years. He will fully step down within that 3 years. Time. Jakafe mume nadana mundole when covering Gambian and international community le
pambe
Adama
mi
Barrow
jotare
interview.
because ka ekole ni beda ko ni bon
yeah
Yeah. Okay. So Kabriye Baro interview. What time on Baro ya itandiko, he is a supporter of term limit and the agreement was 3 years. Then Kuol nata wala nyama when Barrow start to regain power. More by support and the support is coming from UDP. We can recall here, Lungomin ya jambe lose within the first 2 weeks. Kabrim Barrow bota Gambia abe Senegal. And then Yaya Jambe bota Gambia Lungomina. My party, Fintita Jako, Yaya Jambe stole $673 million. Gambia Kodo, Iola Sunya. Then Honorable Halifa Sallah was the person in Fintita Ako. They need to confirm that from the central bank because Ate is the spokesperson of the coalition, but he is not aware of anything like that. So, my party just make that statement pro mol se jambe ke mo jawoti, and then the coalition members can benefit from that money. Then Halifa Sallah come on and confirm that ko ya jambe man Gambia la kodo sunya and manta. Then my party in the other day come out apo Halifa Sallah is no more the spokesperson of the coalition. Problemo being and from there, Halifa Sallah did not take any step to go and talk about the coalition or the government because agreement on making baronyola I will respect. So now, nim mol sida ye MOU ni sign iko, we are not gonna take a position. The position tag. And also, they agree on that name. After 3 years, Barrow is gonna sign down. Honorable Dabo Manyana Fintilana prison, I nananka opinion or make within that moral decision, Nialonko mol agree to walla. Puru atena kafuko. If anybody want to forcefully remove Adama Barrow, we will meet at the High Court to contest the legality of that approach. What is wrong? I do not support Dabo on any terms because you cannot come yatara meter. They agree on terms. You want to forcefully add a legal verge in that agreement. Moral agreement can be something mialonko as a president of Sindinol, as a president of Bondinol. Amanke legal terms the malaga president or dignity itandi. So Nyindula, I totally blame the UDP and Honorable Dabo himself. I blame them for that.
Okay.
Bilay me call sole sur comme sego ni fo do kelon le fota because mo be al ne ko 2015 2016 kaba du tanu mo tin ka bi am no mo kan la may no Gambia be wala honorable Halifa Salati
Wala Halifa Sallah definitely.
mo be ka wala la may no because na te min for adaka Gambia no hakilo tenkundi adaka for Gambia no le what is going on. You understand? So Halifa will play a very important role for coalition of from 2015-2016. He was key to affirm. But betrayal was Master Dame after the election. Ka MPL Tambong, the problem follow Master Geldo, ni hakilo baka. This coalition
Science, for them to understand.
Ha.
Jumalo problem start. Because young, no le jibe or bring Facebook, bring Facebook. Jumalo party the million go to
Yeah, the first problem of Master before 3 years, Jota Wolonka, Deputy Sid. Deputy nyanda ka sini coalition le nyanda ka ke coalition deputy. But what la the UDP manson equator de la fonction deputy sponsor la il fonction deputy lendi and we nada ke majority deputy bunka. So what 2015-2016 they have the power na deputy bunka. Go nyo sabati. So Kabiru Okumasale, in other, I can fully remember. Yeah, man na finko change, man na headphone change.
Bayum barakanari.
Okay, Papa is there.
Yeah. Me kind of back.
Okay. Saya angka untuk the one apa?
Oh, okay. To me, in analysis of things is going fine for now. But everybody is entitled to your opinion, how you feel the way things happened and the way things have been sequentially happening. And then they are making reference to issues many are they are very, very important. Comment coming from more there. They don't want to come in Gambia, like if for instance me I am affiliated to NPP or have affiliated to UDP, I wouldn't be able to talk about their shortcomings. The only thing I should be doing is to stand firm, always to support them and to defend them, even if they are wrong. That's one of the political ideology because people have more partisan on their head than national issues. Wala na jama mo ka tara ni la ko la ide buga jina de bari buga pare kawul ma ba ko ya fa nyama man da mu da ko ka bari be ala ne. When coalition 2016 was coming up, it will finally be along the call. Yeah, I attended the call. MOU signed me along they're going to spend for only 3 good years. Then Borough will step down. Then all this will go back to their political parties and we go back to people and set their mandate. That was agreement. But Tiara for the bidding you know, it will less it will lower the advantage of this coalition. Then sign Borough will not step down at 3 years. Fully clean. So how did you understand? So they're going to have a problem with you because you're going to find them at the court. When that happens, when that happens, then they forget about the coalition agreement. More so when the court they can coming down to that level, they forget about the one. Yet already. So it won't get already. You understand? So you know. Ndara birin ko amna birin gindi boso ko dara boso da kan bandunda ndara kudra le fompa da Westfield bimra Westfield ye gindi boso ko so birin gindi boso ko automatically now they eco sign they make a U-turn. So this is where all the problem find the government for the floor for this is where all the problem comes in. Yeah, this is where all the problem comes in. So it's only a more fail. Then we are unable to, you know, parliament election of Farala. They want to bring in technical alliance separated from it. Now?
Jumale coalition of it.
You didn't be that thing.
Okay.
You need to be because you need to be the because can we tell another? Because most of the executive when they were in the prison.
And it cannot have community nada because it cannot be political arena because
okay, they were part of the political arena, but most of their senior executive members were in prison by then. You understand? They have a community nada. By then, most of their executive members, top black executive members were in prison. Those who got into coalition agreement were either deputy party most of their party leaders have only gone there. Yes, sir. Yeah, so one go to like so many president care about president. Even look at the way they said, even look at the way ministry person share them. You let ministry person share a mobile. One go to Latin.
Thank you so much. Ngara sebe kumi la msi ya kuma kama ni miliyan kumi na ulam politiko di ko jama ba fala coalition kumi pa da min da foka ko coalition da ka ni ba yara sinu baro ko sembo ferlan ba aba ngajira partido BJP na wala claim ko you know mole loy fa ko no ame to la political party tebo so birin jela coalition o tinya And I feel like ni nyati election on time. Because nta yele alkatra program la buka coalition of stuff la nyati. Sanding albe stage maldo. Preparation of karwa buka coalition on because Almeida kacala.
Well, okay. Tonyalo, minube like Lamin also make a point here, like Pavlo Fanemim Fanyang. All the narratives me and Koi make the where prior to 2016 coalition, where the reality on the ground go well leketa for me at in a problem on Natalam coalition or Yinda. And then it was not able to be successful at the end. So we are talking about 2026, another grand coalition to win Adama Barrow. Walam plano ni. Okay. We have many organizations. They are the ones leading the conversation for a coalition. Mimu Apex too. Apex is also leading it, and then Halifa Sallah may also come up with another, which is Team Gambia, and then what is not yet implemented, but it's an idea. Me anon ko wala boda ata ko Team Gambia alafta wala through coalition form. So sa nina da jibe min be tata nada yim diamol bebe kerinde. Apex have already successfully passed many stages, signed the leadership stages in Kanafra in the Wolom. Both political parties want to lead in the conversation right now. And then fine. Nina Rajwe prior to 2016 coalition, Walatina be party Jamal Biye, they will not trust a party lead coalition. Yeah. So because mobile after conventional, some other parties want a primaries. So UDP at their side they do not want it because they feel like other parties will go together and then favor one candidate against their candidate. So Wofanang is part of the negotiation right now. But Niajibe, to be fair to all other candidates, we should go through a due process. Mialanko tomorrow, we should not regret it. Because net 2016 je niaje bi mole kufla soro nyola koto is because of 2016 Ming hapunda. You cannot build something new when you forget the past. So the past mole analyze na niaje bi mol badiamugang about the 2016 coalition because of Ming hapunda je. Yeah. So to form another coalition, we need to correct that and then form another coalition means no process on easy, Isonia, and then we can achieve our goal. But say Nina Rajive, who supposed to lead that coalition? Okay, UDP make a statement. Daboko, they are only going into a coalition where the leadership will not be compromised, and then there is no negotiation for leadership. I think that stand from UDP is a failure to approach other people for a normal conversation. Yenanang, the other side from APP Sobia, which is Esafal, said, Ako, they are not going to allow any political party to lead as a party lead coalition. APP Sobia will not allow that. Another for Fananko, he is open for only convention. Wolemko, let them go to the negotiation table. Naman succeed in the negotiation table, they can go for primaries. This is exactly I mean. Then Mama Kande on the other side said, any coalition which UDP with their mentality of saying don't let after coalition or lead at a data coalition. And I think someone with principle, you can agree on that. It's not that Mama Kande after Fanate and Labot. He want to show principles. Well, I cannot just have a coalition with you when you make a statement called it is the Malian and the coalition or lead. So there is no mutual respect in that. There is no valid argument in that. So Walana Mama can also say that. Then Halifa Salah's side, we do not hear any approach or any statement. So many people believe that since Halifa Salah is so matured to know that a coalition, you should not make a choice before going to a negotiation table is another decision for someone to trust, be in silence, being calm, and then you want to go into a negotiation to be chosen as a leader. So Talib side, the crowd that Talib pulled out not long ago, and then people are yearning for a new leader that will lead for that coalition. So, Ndela opinion or not, based on the fact that UDP say they have a majority and they want to lead the coalition, is another thing Nyantamim Fanan consider. Then Esafal saying that he want only a convention negotiation and other things. But the thing is all of them want to be a leader. So the choice is in the vote of Gambian people to choose who they want to lead them. But the negotiation table is open at the moment. Yeah.
Abaraka bagi apa ini saya belum makan malam lah ini dia fokan ayo so saya kan ini dia fokan ayo so kualitas nama apun bola because ni mau nala dari dulu kan ambil yang lalu ni habis dah nyokam ini dah jodoh lah nanti kita jodoh lah betul murah dia nyari
comme intel miraro ko di ite molbe kumandin wala ko molbe tolbe minto yo jolo ite yenaye kafuitama and you call yourself as the big party in the Gambia. You understand it? When you have like ite yiri kilim bentala suokono. I have a big tree in my house. Me along ko aka tree aka ding. Molka dingol enjoy. Aning ite la suokono yiri tambi je ka fil da mali buka ding. So ni ite la yiri tamole ka firle bare dingol buka mol nafa. Aning nyindo yiri kilim babulu aka firi aka ding aka mol nafa. So ite la yiri wala siamu me amman dingo produce amman mol nafa. So UDP ka mol alnana bara atulla agenda te laari atulla tebulo kan malla political party bi de nimbe la kela political fa UDP balundi malla political party do kela but never at first I was so disappointed with them. Come you join us, but flag bearer Almanta we are not discussing anything about that. So I think it's a big failure. But now you be iko ananga kafu pourquoi mimbije kawole bonde. But I'm so ni UDP lata munko it also Barrow Bondino 2016. I am 100% sure they will not call for coalition 2026. You understand? Because UDP alone, it's a Barrow we no. Because Ninada Jibe 95 regional Bebe Gambia. UDP it can dominate Bake, Kombole Konokatambi, Santo Tomafaola, Beolane. But we don't send to the science and current president like a dominate back. You understand? UDP Nimbaro Bolonka Mava win dear, another Kiang, and UDP Nim party Dolka Jetala, but it would the same thing. Nara the other part area told the same thing. Nara Kombokon Baroka dominance for the J, dominance for the party Dolka dominance for the J. Hope it also Baro Bundino. I'm a colleague. I'm not a form. Ninga coalition of form. Nga select the right person. I think we be so near. But one thing, the coalition of Koleandila Fana, 2016 Minketa, I mold that to Yelinde. I mold that to Yelinde, mold disappointed, mold Mimira Amana Soto. Because now a political party like Doi, having young UDP statement of Bondi about in coalition ola. But neither now you just join them. You have no power. So they will not waste even their time to come to media because already they learned something from the past coalition. So as I felt the same thing. The person is capable and Amari at the more betrayal. The same thing. Mama Kande the same thing. And this other thing will be the same thing. But Nico Ananga Kafu. Boy, the Yuru Kilnebea, you Lamis is a Yuru Kilnebaya, you know Yuru, Baro Yuru Beka Wulule. But say we are Yuru Tanebeka, a firle, but a book of D.
Sidiko is a Feroga, coalition without UDP. I come to come like a devil was Sukuti, Sidiko Sunala, comment section also.
Yeah, ngala Mrs. Georgia, please, Mr. Bar, can I please comment, please?
Yeah, let me finish this. But na example ta ni yiro la comme bi ndala yirju aka ding akanta nafa ite segula yirju ka ding aka nafa but ite ya yirju tambili ka firle bu ka ding e nafa le
nafa tala.
so UDP they are just like that in the Gambia eka parcel like ni na da councilor tombo wala ni député tombo wala but ni na da presidency fango election wala mol bu ka lela because eka mol bitrele. This is the problem. Mol mal lela ka banko dila. Wallahi mol mal lela.
Yeah.
Okay. Ala baraka bake. Thank you very much for all of you. Almo kenda ala kumul nyara bake. Ko you make comment so kidante. I didn't see you sooner, right? Thank you very much. Baraka bake for following the program and to express your view as you think how things are. Well, but come for Bura Koya Sene, all right? Boy, in my doctor's voice, couldn't buy in the Vodo Anista TV. You must not killing a barefoot in that killing. What about Sonayala? Gambian called the coalition of 2026. What about Sonayala? Gambian called the coalition of 2026. I was not killing, Musunani, till killing, Musunani. Yeah, baby, that Kamala Bumbo killing. Whatever so then Gambian will have a coalition in 2026. Why? Aya for Aya be battle move flow in Bebejan, Mr. Brand and Mr. Colley. Well, you don't even get to a discussion table. You already have your conditions, preconditions intact that are in place. You're going to go by about that. Ngara discussion of of ngara miro of ka fanya ko but ndira so na ite tambila ndenta man tambi ora ka okay no dunya kono simply because you think ite majority ni majority go by yourself ngajube. If you look at track records Allah what happened for every election cycle from 1996 to 2011 alka jila buka sereno percent do ka jila percent do ka almost 4 to 5% de ka traje mala jeba ganam. I bet from that 70% if we will not go to from that 70% in 2011 no matter what in 2016 PDP will have 8%. So symbole so ani mo question dia wa ngara ko ko ntolle wara do share because esa come esa follow up in the federal code they are not going for they are not going to party mama kande ko any coalition me alon ko yidi taraje to da no taraje tali mo mari ngoti kali ala NPP le mu idi ngoti but tali mo mari ngoti e farre to le bala mo me alon ko afarte ko because a fe ko ali abali nyaton kala ma nyaton ka so after men pour tamba nyato pour ka kala president candidate ali abali wala alma dial a farta ba wada fangoy comment ça il no mi da ka funa nyoka nyaari da ka ka funa nyoka na campaign ali campagne ko ka mo bondi do massa it's a common sense o be kenonya do ko ina mo dina min tole mo farta bala hana man kar woro sia wala fa ka fa su parti lo ino na ka fo ala ko so ge either you lead or that person lead so because UMC to lead that because so coming to me I don't even waste my time talking about coalition issue. Party phone call the party more for it. 10% party, 1% party, 2% party more for it. One more for that, no can break off no can go for person more for it. Come in 2% party, 1% money honey from la sugar more from into la sugar more less yada will party from more bed, stretch more bed, more for it. More for that, more for it. But serious party, if they come together to form an alliance and they can be a threat to the incumbent, no more. Because there are a lot of factors, many are they are there. That it will be very difficult for those people to come together and fight for one common goal, that is to remove the incumbency from the presidency. So this is my thought on this issue. And now you're sensible enough and make a political analyze, and if you are in the politics, especially grassroots, you got to understand this level. You got to understand this level. Because the issue is, you know the issue is, hold on, let me just read this. Because you know the issue is, UMC fought the UDP level because they want to establish, they want to establish their self because of leadership crisis in UDP. So you don't expect UMC to come back again and form alliance with UDP again in the same part, in the same coalition, and either by UDP or UMC. Or it's impossible. Sure. And ESA had already made a categorical call. They are going to party late. And I can't go any repeated coalition. Do you have become way? Don't become way. The AP only for government one party may have not more for share way. We are talking of those parties. You understand? And if you look at the political trend now, it's only a coalition that can be able to remove incumbency simply because near political geopolitical dimension right now in this country. Mafokasi Facebook, they got Facebook, they got WhatsApp, they got audio record, they more for it. I'm talking of a ground bottle political for not bank region. It's a fixed deposit for incumbent because any past election will be election cycle. You to run the election, even 1 day to election, things can turn. Especially we have almost 7 to 8 months then election or 6 months election. But as things are now, the repeat development and already President Kawinje, you go to Basse URR, where you have the support base of the incumbency. Ninata CRR Fana, CRR North, CRR South Fana is where the incumbency have a stronghold. If you look at the last election cycle, even parliamentary election and council election massive election and they are more siada. NPP they are not able to pull out many, but what they pull out all the entire consequences and the entire CRR base, CRR South did not be conquered. The council will need the so it's a fixed deposit for them now, and they are bringing a lot of traffic development there right now. Silonu, so you don't expect those to give that back to the government. Ni na LRR for now with chamba in Katarale. So sign because if you look at LRR, Jara is Jara West, Jara Central. It's mostly MPP, the incumbent, because Hani had made it from Ocean again. So ni am like Yamma from Allah. Kia Central Fana Champantale, Kia is Fana Champantale. Well, even if you look at the last election, Kia is Kaya Forward, the incumbency will the winter year, and UDP put a strong hold there. It is ready for a lot of people, a lot of their political brand people that the campaign, but they are unable to pull that seat. NPP retain that seat in Kia East. So, I opposition left the one of Kia West. But from standard with this development and the political dimension, these people are taking incumbency, are taking. It always you want for things are changing. So in the West Coast, one of an just even look at the last president election and even Kiamansip election. I give it UDP have 77,000 votes out of her. So independent only NPP give me yemen tala ni ka funyoka. Wala sere claim so. So symbolic, you tell me the power side coming for symbolic. So they have to be very wise enough. Yeah, you from go fancy one to go to the water and to let's see and to let move from the without into actual water the back end. One in that one now bomb if I'm more for her. Yes, Sunale, Walantoa, yes, Sunale, because in India, make a city with the fact that they are already conquered. Now for Bambro, they think that they use Sunala. They gotta see this argument. Anybody who is honest and understand politics will give you this analysis because I'm a grass politician. I have endeavored. I have a lot of activities within the grassroots level. So, nimbe money for I will for it. Nimbe me no dey avoid another har no le water mbabonda now lim ni ko video 200,000 plus this year I can go na kumbo dey avec kumbo jam ye sudan bi da kido bi da fen ko la kidi mo afere ki just in jai fen ko enkete fen ko enkete let them be careful.
I have a question for you. Since you are a grassroots politician, which party are you sympathizing for in that grassroots, that politics you are doing?
No,
you are a grassroots politician, right? Manu Feka
Yes. Of course,
Okay.
yeah, I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Political party Juma Eka sympathizing Kiole at this moment.
I'm sorry. Sorry, let me get more. If you can repeat again.
No, ngamre la internet. My network is okay.
Ebe party Jumale pasaka.
Ebe party Jumale, Eka sympathizing ke party Jumale, ebe party Jumale.
Oh, okay. You mean like I party you sympathize or I'm a bona fide member,
Ebe
not even
party
a
Jumale,
sympathizer, but
exactly like
like
ebe party
a
Jumale.
bona fide member of a party, not even a sympathizer. I'm not gonna say sympathizer. I'm a bona fide registered member of National People's Party.
Okay. What is the same like someone who is sympathizing for NPP as well? Yeah. Now we have a good discussion because incumbent and dollar focus back. You know, in either ways, medium can about coalition formation because lafta formation can so we have someone me go NPP in column. Tinyaro Mimbebe in Gambia, we have seen it. So nte amira na focus should be towards that point. Nagera abamuruna na boyo, then we have a better conversation now to know that most of the NPP in court because Ntolbe what have happened in Farab. So we talk about Congo is at large alone. Barrow make a lot of promises. He make a lot of conversation. Mialonko is not helping the Congo itself. Now, there was a time when the Auditor General was sacked from office, Ndolbeo Kalamtajane, and then according to the Constitution, you cannot sack someone from the office and then re-employ someone without the hearing of the court. So we need to hear the hearings at the court. If the person is guilty of misconduct in that office or the person have been abusing the office, not been proven guilty, and then someone was reinstated in that office. So Adam Barrow is not helping the Gambians at the moment. We have a lot of things that are happening in that government. Therefore, people will feel like you are anti-government, but it's normal to be a citizen and be an anti-government. Also, in our given we are from Farab. We have a history with the government. We do not need to forget. No matter political, but we need to state the facts to make sure that the dignity of our village, Faraba, should never be forgotten. Well, there was an encounter where for about 3 of our gentlemen lost their life. And then a commission was set up by Honorable Hussein Dabo himself by then, when the coalition members were inside the government. And then that commission ended up failing. There's no justice at the end, nothing happened. And for us, we wanted to know exactly what happened exactly, why Faraba will be the only village in Gambia where a kind of incident happened and then no justice happened. So to be a Faraba member and vote for the incumbent, that means you have in other way around, we do not respect the life of the 3 gentlemen who lost in Faraba. So Lamin Sise, since you are a supporter of NPP, can you tell us exactly what kind of reasonable projects that the Barrow government is doing compared to the corruption Mialankolwe Kirim Banko can sign there? So I think that's what I would like to know here.
Well, actually, nyala kata karo same time. Malam force question repeat na. When fintal no na network was little bit disturbing. So fintal
okay.
But
let me just ask a simple one.
Okay.
Corruption over Gambia Bansakunda Baket. Okay. Kabring Baro Kanana.
Corruption abe if you ko abe jere bang for abe jere.
Now, I'm sorry, saying a question on you. The thing is,
okay,
the thing is, corruption over Gambia Mansakunda Kono, Barola Mansakunda. Kabring Adama Baro Kanana. The debt of Gambia was $43 billion. And now, the debt of Gambia is $121 billion. Adama Barrow alone have brought us to $107 billion within 8 years of his tenure. So after it, who is going to pay for those debts? And why should our grandchildren coming in the future to pay those debts? They were not responsible of that. You are
Okay.
MPP supporter, and then you say you are a prominent member. Mia Minko, you are a card holder in NPP. So I want you to tell us, how are we going to tackle those corruptions?
Okay, Abaraka Bake. You know, let's just start from where. Let me just build a little background for you so you can understand. Actually, Nika Gambia call follow Bake. I think since Barrow came to power, there's a lot of corruptions. Many alonko. They are currently at the High Court. Me alonko ibekidio kono. You understand it? And they are able to convict someone with a clear proof against that person, and that person has been sentenced to mile 2. That is the former permanent secretary of Ministry of Fisheries, Mama Banja. Political follow. He is sentenced to prison because of corruption. But Africa not only Gambia, but Africa in general. Corruption of allegation of near more alleged corruption. Ya for isek sede akol bondi non koita me alonko president la kidi bo nyaato kido be kido kala wala ya family. I'm not saying corruption of mantra borough government, corruption of American White House mbendi am sense that there's something that is corrupting there. Kula corruption of sabuje han White House me alonko han dunya bele mod. And what I noted and how people tackle it, there's the question, and that's what we of our discussion should sentence and focus on. So right now, the Ministry of Health, they were involved in dubious actions, and they have been caught, they have been accused, and currently their cases at the High Court. Okay, if you go to the Ministry of Petroleum and Energy, there is a case there. More involved. They are currently going to the High Court because corruption case is very, very sensitive. Kije fana beka mumro ka fana ko ngasom drong ngo equally se ko si de ko ha la misi crop tale because corruption of hage la to crop tale ngasama kijo. No, you must have a empirical evidence against me that can be present in any component of law pour kan de kitidi comment ka bamba wala case to bamba wala mal tu kada ka sola because of corruption. So this is how we are tackling corruption. Barrow is himself careful what we don't want corruption, but corruption or not in actually the president himself. More the president of Mala. Until Gambian call as Gambians should first change our attitude. Maybe more than of Zakadon corrupt, Monsong I am corrupt. I understand it. I can't do what you know, Monsong. Ongamuta. It's against my principle, it's against my code of conduct, in line with my services delivery. Is that the president? Is that the president? Or is individual many as a citizen? What they sabu? So we have to change our attitude.
Lamin Caesar, Mr. Caesar.
Yeah.
Can I just cut you for just 1 second? That is Nico Nimolbe Mansakunda Konodokola, and then they are doing corruption. That means it's not Adama Barrow. Just to clarify that, the reason why
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it's not Adama Barrow, but like the tribunal change should came from us because as far as he's the one on top and he's one leading, anything will come back to him. He cannot dodge away from responsibility. He has to take the whole responsibility. But what I mean is like people involved in corruption should be held accountable for their action. Then if they are found wanting, then the government will take a step with empirical evidence that can make them
accountable.
That's what I'm saying.
Jumale Nyanta will held accountable if they are corrupt. Who should hold them accountable?
Well, it's the central government. It's the central government because they are Ministry of Justice.
Okay.
Here again.
yes, here again, this is why the corruption is not, we do not have a bill or we do not have a law, Mialongo can tackle the problems. The problem is the central government is not doing the justice towards people who are corrupt and found,
No,
found,
no, you cannot
no
say
way.
that.
No,
Well,
just wait. I will give you
I give you
example. Yeah.
example that people are going to court and other people are even.
Okay, let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. Wait, I will give you example.
Okay.
We have an unfiltered audio of the president himself pleading to the Auditor General. Now I would say the former Auditor General, Modu Sise, saying that, please, can you stop the auditing at this moment because it will damage my campaign period for me. It will spoil my election ambition for me at the higher court. So the Auditor General was forcefully removed from his office without the National Assembly doing their job, and the judiciary also do not finalize whether he is guilty or not. So that itself is a clear evidence to corruption. And then the other thing is that your president himself, your president himself said corruption is a norm in Gambia. Adolom,
No,
so this
no,
is
no.
a clear no. Of course, Adama Barrow said that it is a Adolom now. So it's
we should not prolong this conversation. Just ask your question, and I will diligently answer your question. But like what I want to understand for this case, the removal of Auditor General, the leak order you're talking about, I have never had it. Namnamoy. I had it just a hearsay call. President of Auditor General in the call, stop auditing because we are in election year. Whether it is true or not,
the audio is all around the internet.
no,
Maybe
okay,
you should find out, but the
just
audio
hear me
is
out.
all around the internet.
I'm not saying it did not happen. What I said is like, what I'm saying is like, I did not hear that audio. Okay, it's just a hearsay call. I have fallen. You understand? I have fallen. And in case of this Auditor General issue, I'm not going to talk about that for now because the case is in front of a court, and the court is yet to deliver. So whether it is illegal or not legal or right or moral or whatever, that's
but do you know? Okay, wait. Do you know that? Yes. Now, Mr. Cisse, what did the Constitution say? Yeah, Mr. Cisse, what did the Constitution say if you?
I'm not a lawyer. Sorry, hear me out. Hear me out.
It's okay.
Just 1 second. Just 1 second.
It's okay.
No,
It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not a professional lawyer, and I cannot interpret the Constitution. The interpretation of the Constitution lies in front of the Supreme Court.
Okay, maybe
Hold on. Sometimes I can read the Constitution verbally. Right? Verbally, right? But I don't know the interpretation of the Constitution unless it has been interpreted at the Supreme Court. What sometimes we come over here, they got appeal court, they got Supreme Court. The way Supreme Court will interpret that section and the way public will interpret it is quite different. So from there, the interpretation of the Supreme Court stands. So in this case, General, I would like to ask your indulgence. Put more because Supreme Court ruling Alabondo is illegal or legal. He has to be instead or whatever. We can come back here again. I would love us to be here again, and you ask this question, and I will answer you that question.
Okay, thank you very much. Before Papulo will add something to that, just 10 seconds, I will say that according to our Constitution, when you sack someone from office, because the president have the power to do that, you cannot reinstate someone until that person is found guilty. So the position can be vacancy, and then the position could be there while the person who is sacked will be at that position, and the government need to do the process in a high-speed way to be able to find him innocent or guilty for another person to take over the job. But the president forcefully remove him and reinstate him to another person on the same day they sack him, because that person they put in office is gonna only listen to what the incumbent say. So this is why I say the removal of the Auditor General was wrong, and it is not a just doing from the incumbent. Yeah.
Segu, to be honest with you, I'm not going to prolong that conversation with you. As far as we are concerned, you have already stated your point, back it with the Constitution, which I do not dispute, and I have nothing against it, and I respect your decision, and I respect you for that, saying that. But I still maintain a position. I'm not going to talk on this issue with you here, unless and until the Supreme Court delivered a statement, delivered a judgment on this matter, that we can come back here and that we can delve intensively on this topic here as it is. But as for now, I remain, as I alluded earlier, I'm not going to talk about this unless and until the Supreme Court decides on the.
Okay. Well, accept. Okay.
Well,
thank you.
How boy coming seconding Mr. Cisse coming politic diamolo answering abem banku doku wadi.
Yeah.
Okay. So banku doku atemu jansuki jallo loja ngan lapamina aita. But Gambia, unfortunately, Gambia, we have our power, which is our voters' cards. Now, Sembo means we want to carte kesoti, but we don't utilize this, in the best way. We am button the bucket. We, before Banco found, ntola na region also, wala how to call it. The example Congo is.
Oh, is it right?
Abinagan.
Molbuka Jibeko, Ning Abe Party Minto, Amari is capable of doing what? Ibuka o Jibe, but a party le pole Jibe. What is another problem for the Gambians? Nintendo UDP Toyala. And UDP let's say most of the combos. You know you're the Lota NPP, you know you're the GDC. But Min Lota, come UMC, what intelligent what is a Doko Keno? I Sila combo is Nicola Hakola. We will not see that. Gameno Boko Jibe. Gameno Kajibe Lenadi, Nimbe Party Minto, the Mantaro support car. Nindo be party Minto support car. It's a Mantra means support car. What is a Doko Keno dang? Ming be party to Mantra means support car. So sometimes multiple interest GB, in our constitutional interest, in the whole GB, it's very important. Where Gambia la political step back elephant. Don't be in a couple of Nangafai Mafai, Taribe Winal. With another problem. Gambia no Yantaka Karambake, because political Atelum Dola Semboti, Niela Carfe Soto, Yeta Yafai funding K, me along as a Doko Kino is very important. You understand? But neither Jibego, in party do, will mean the party do, I have to go for him, whether he will do it, deliver or not. It's a very dangerous and there's a big setback for the country. And Nadia Wolekata Mola in 2015, 2016, it led us to a very big setback. Being in a current jail. And the only thing that's means on phone mold the side. Now we get public water or economy. And now no current, no market, in a way that next election multiple ninga. People should move from that point at the moment. Ninga ndaka bojele at the moment. Mr. Sise feka mwele ba ninga lonnu ndaka bojele.
Member can back it. I think
understand? Because Neajibe Gambia, a Julo from member Gambia is too much. President Nada, for the next 30, 50 years, they go to Julo. For never.
Okay. Mbala, I didn't count of a Julo more answer. And if I have a
No, ila mo rinda binakan. You understand? President bina next 50 years, you better juli jolale. Because julol mintara Gambia to yala siya bakel. What is something me ala mo nyante ke hakilo hani bide dimo mi mawulu julo bala le Gambia.
Gambia fo biya julo Gambia fo biya
Yeah,
julo Gambia.
that is the craziest part. Coming dingo mi alon ko fama wulu for a 3% of Gambian.
No, money is already money what people are saying is very important.
Okay,
let me say Papa Madreje kan.
No, it's okay, but nkamoy la kami.
Okay.
Well, I don't know.
Well, maybe need to no, but it's okay.
So akuma ya bagel nga pilot wolo we choose wisely. Nyanda ko motom na me alon ko abe doku bundal yele la fondin keliye. Fondin kel be doku blal sot la me alon ko abe siya la bake Gambia kono. So we'll have a source of income. Jamado sot la banko kan. Ukuma ya bagel. You understand? Well, I have a point. This is damn for no. I was a teacher before. You government school also. Sometimes you go to a school. Me, I don't know if they need around
You come back?
Teaching. Coming there, I was a teacher. That government school also. Sometimes we sympathize them. They don't have proper teaching materials, learning materials. I was a teacher.
When was that? When you were a teacher in Gambia here? When was that?
I just quit teaching in 2024.
And the time you were in Gambia here, you go to school and you sympathize them because of financial for the school in this country.
No, Abamin Fogang is very important as a teacher. He was a civil servant.
Of which school do you go and furniture was a problem there?
Listen to me.
No,
teaching materials, learning materials. What I'm saying. You cannot build a school. This school or build. You just fix furniture land. You paste a chalkboard there. Bro, I was a teacher.
Well, you are a teacher. I'm a civil servant living in this country. It doesn't matter. Even if you're a teacher, I'm a civil servant and I've been serving throughout the land of this country. I've crisscrossed all the land of this country. So you cannot tell me that you're a teacher. I'm going to be a teacher.
Now, I come important things I learning. Is that not happening for Gambia school on adequate materials also? Is that not happening in Gambia?
No,
it's happening.
It's happening.
It's not. It's not a thing of past. Allow me to but control your panel. These people are not here to. These people are not the co-host. So they also invite as guests. So if you want the conversation to be good,
but we are cooperating with the line.
Okay, let me say.
Well, I just want to portray something. For especially okay, correct.
So, experience with side back was being a teacher. They can school also. Teacher, they are struggling. Just be school also. They don't have proper equipment for teaching. Woman that are in school, they have so many school also. And one minister killing 1 million that are school also. It is a school, new government school, the minister didn't kill Karaja, Karankanje. It's not possible.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Understand? If baby private school or later, if they can na tax code all use, if a fail all that, if born like a school also, if they yeah.
Mekundu. The phone last time, the do program ako like masakunda karamol lo kani lopano. Ko but masakunda kani karamol lo ani lopano. Ikalo di masa kundul fuaro mini along ko pamal man also. It is Masukunda kan karam mo min biro tira karam mo kilo mi alongo be direct to dun tarlaji tira karam mo de minister dun tarlaji wala permanent secretary wala even governor masukunda mo do fola so sa kan karam mo min lo karam min lo e kelo jumalde
e kalo
by
mo le mi ala
the justice equality lo kelem de masukunda di mansa du manya dala karam mo ba bantala bangol e ko karam mo min lo be nyanda karam nawol parce que ere kara mulo ide dembo karanje idembo ke garaje mazo kula do kula garaje so kara mu ko lo jumalle that's the main nimi le fato nya fula bon ko do media e ka jelo ko mazo kula be kara e bunke se wala lo ka ni dai mala ma fula nya dibe yani ni dara bir kam lo plano do jang ni alongo ben dige bo ka kamon kenzo
no boyo how much is the salary of a qualified teacher in Gambia? That is the I mean
I'm coming.
Yeah,
Ikata school dole. Be ko student only no is free education. Eko ye wole ke school oto. Yalo sane. Dino ina school nanim bugo manna abesila, nanim pensulo manna abesila. Ita fan fitale ka wakili ka pensulo sam from your that little salary and in penol ike di dinimola. Some of them because they cannot afford to buy even a book. But most of these farmers, parents are farmers. So most of that economy, be dingal be in private school or letter. More be in class balde be dingal be private school or letter. E kan namansa kunda moto letter namansa kunda ntol fuaro la nam kudu jon e ka wolle tay bo fuelo borole be ta private school or be dingal be jelto.
Allah.
If on ka alne ko school be bata arinde. Bi tijajel eka tijajel ay ta 2 years 3 years 4 years rek ala fenko ala fenko dogo ni aya change to another job. But tijal be bata arinde. Tijal la salary is very nela mani bodo sanje. Ite hani ding fulala joro ke no la nabe da ha arabi school. You cannot do it. So school or DB, school or
Are you talking about qualified teachers? You are talking of qualified teachers. Yeah, but are you informed about Gambia issue, bro? Not only, you're not only
we
lying.
we are well informed about
no, you
our
are
country.
not. I swear you are not.
Now tell us. Nyimembe Diamukan is a teacher. Number two, Nyimembe Diamukan was a teacher and a conditional loan. So we cannot make an example out of the board. Someone talking is a teacher.
Bro, we have teachers in this. I know teachers in this country who are living even better than some people. These so-called people living in Europe. Some of them. I'm serious. So you don't have document. Some of these, somebody who don't even have document living in that. They give you $20. People are in this country here having 11,000, 12,000 salary. You tell you want to compare it to other, bro.
It's 12,000 enough money for living
in Gambia. Do you know the adequate rate, minimum rate of a living condition in Gambia is $18,000?
No, you guys did not understand. Okay, listen. Okay, we're coming. Okay. Hear me.
Listen.
No, hear me.
Listen. No, listen.
Let me say,
now, give me also a chance to respond to your claims.
$12,000. Gambian could $12,000. What more honey musoni key without a child from at a someone or for enough month?
no.
Yeah.
Do you know that? A bag of rice is 2,000 plus.
No, that's not true.
No, 1,800.
1,650. 1,750 in this country now.
No.
Don't you?
800.
You are not informed. You are not informed.
No, it's not about that. Maybe the rice that you are buying is 1,800, but the rice that people are buying.
American rice, $1,800.
Throughout this country, even in Basse, even in Woolley, now American rice that normally majority of Gambians depend on is 1,650, 1,750. No. Let me help you. The company I work for, right? They have a subsidiary that is selling rice across the entire country. Wherever you have a unit branch, don't you know we are selling rice there? So I know what I'm telling you. I'm in the center of this thing. So you can't tell me that.
Yana is selling rice for Yana is selling rice for 1,650, 1,600 Yana. So what of the shopkeepers that are selling
We are selling
within
rice.
the
We are
villages?
selling rice 1,750. That's Indian rice. American rice is 1,650. You are telling me what?
No. Go to Faraba right now. You want to buy a bag of rice. It costs 1,850, 1,800.
Where?
Yeah. Faraba.
In
Right
Paraba,
now.
nyimba diam kandama
One
ko
thou-
fue and
1,000.
boyo can attest to that because I'm Paraba.
1,000. Even no could give from even be on our for 1,000.
Yeah, 1,800. You understand? You bought it for
Correct.
1,800.
Spain.
Yeah.
Sorry. When you enter the country, the year you enter the country, nigga so market one of Itala Banta. You understand it? You can find a door so diamond, the BB goes to the walla. Dunia collab. You understand it? Hold on. Dunia
No,
collab.
wait, let me talk about, no, wait, we have a better, no, we can explain it, wait.
Check
You have
price
control let the
Okay, go ahead.
we have three Magala one go to Mafaham. You know,
Okay, go ahead.
Al Mafaham.
That's
Al Bela Karandela Faham. So they Mr. Ba. You
cannot teach us. You cannot teach us. We are just sharing ideas here. You are not teaching us.
No, he is also feel free to feel like he is teaching us. No problem. We are students if you want. No problem.
yes, and the Kulamba, la camera se malnova.
I don't actually mean I'm going to teach you. Just what I mean is like, maybe I didn't know you. Menda platform of the Kachala, and then come on, Namira left the father, but we are all Gambians. I've been coming to this platform. Maybe
No,
24
Lamin, we can move ahead. We can move ahead now. Talk about Spain or Germany or Italy. Yemine long coming ni nata we want to know. Yemine long. Just tell us.
Check when you were entering in Lampedusa, Lampedusa, during the Lampedusa Campo, ila first year. Ika be the Kodoka didn't go do never from signing Balu. Because I'm men be. Even sweet bread makers some by then. Because some men when you newly enter in Europe, if you are going to be honest to yourself, there's a difference between that. So therefore, be honest.
Okay, so I'm going to let me just explain it right now.
No,
No, not a parental sign. I can explain the situation. I explain. No conversation already. It's a conversation we can.
Okay, let me say aka NPP la support na right sur le plan NPP support yalam sonda ni be diam kan exactly ni be diam kan ko ndakra nu kende before kian ka silol ni kuran so you understand so but right now ninta yani mundu ninta is different mundu kian kom tundi kenza mala kom ni ko tundi kenza like e bungolo tirandi je larandi je denta ko no bun kenza wala han min do la ko kan min bande kembe no wala nya so bi alhamdulillah rabbil alamin bi ni do kian in the moya let me learn so maybe nda buka kian ko blame especially me anon ko adam boro support you understand nda buka kian ko blame because kembe no nya manin bi ya ji bawa palo min ke nya ra kian adam boro support obviously no mota forse no comme ya amenya na je support no na ton so adam boro ko ko pari apali na adam boro support al rat la support even other nda fambe kian maybe ni development no kola nda man so follow no fanga adam boro support you understand so jam momo comme ataka adam boro support ada buka adam boro support wala dole adu ko mi bango nyim tanya bol diam ka so ada support ni alu to abu maybe nga nzenyo convince nole maybe yalla sometimes ande sere jam moy nanan jaay convince ko mol ko ñaar nga pati ni ko nga boye nga kateri pati karna ko di so jam be ñoo convince nan be diam kam banko la tanya to la man ko be ñoo jakanda ko ñoo mur no So palangara.
Boy, ita min bokian. Mr. Susan,
Ali so bara ali so my job ya kan nyendo ngo jabi follow.
Comme boga min bokian. Kian pot bololo. Nte fa ntara kian. Nte na Thomas do kian Mandina. Mandina ni sanganite mais around 53 kilometers. Segu to la min si to ya to yande. Nte fa Thomas do kian Mandina. Ntara foji.
Okay.
I went to Mandina. Abe murang. So yeah, come mota fono la mansa is 100% bad. Woman so. Nobody's going to say that. There are aspects me alonko at that side I have but Ladol Fanan BJ is sleeping. Because when I got a beer, I tell him press down. First time Bangkok, I tell him that control. I don't know that law ala Kobela because Gambia no be ma let the loyalty be.
Okay.
Alka mo ilabo?
Yeah, I'm came.
You understand?
Yeah, remember.
More
Alka pa mo ilapa.
Momo bindia Jula
market lalto. Ela a businessman also. Mila alonko e kafong import nang adiate nyame ka ke ole nyama.
Pa bari iyo fo le ngamo sai ifa so nye jabi panala. Iyo fo le ka buru no kilo kan so nye jabi ro.
Non ka kele ani mo. Mbe ole foka baro manyan no sura daring because B at the end of the often side to side and ka diamala. Mon ka ole foe. But B neither it about the because I mean Ketala side it's about fast second. Well, you have the right to do that because your vote is your power. But you got to Gambia from an intelligible brother.
Okay, sign. Okay. Almo flo be ngin karo ke alko. Namo julom be Gambia kunto. Hanto lo maro ma hanto do ma wulu julo be ale. Ngo. Biya ala julo Gambia ko kabul ya jawra jamo julo to ko mali wala ne ba. Gambia is a tax-based country. Molka namo benjo namo do you know how many days ka mentanta bulin karo fara ka mentanta bulin namo ka menjo tax ka menjo every month ka menjo. Do you know my border business ka menjo annually when it comes to tax? Do you know how much money official commune these other companies private public private companies can now menjo yolone? Do you know how many amount of namo ka menjo? You know that yolone. Okay. Wanamo become more sustainable because wanamo kilimo ngati ka jo wodo ngasi wanamo kilimo for be ka wodo. You understand? So when it comes to certain infrastructure development, we cannot do that alone. Wanamo me fan kana become more niva ite ko blank ngere ko mutijaldi. Ye boro ko because ko jo se boro ko tara tuwa budu ko jo ma se boro ko because ko let can sustain you. Ye boro ko tara tuwa budu pour gina posture because kita pura bolo nyinya. So the same thing kuka kudol keno junta dunia bongo yang ko jura. If you go if it's in the neighbor Senegal and Tadi when Jomai and Songo came to power ya jiro del traje junta dunia ko ani banko sama messe bolo ka jiro tal tomolo junta ko wada Gambia la ane ne jura fa ko jiro ka bolo boko how many infrastructure development ko ko kanja kabin 2018 coming boro 2018 for 2022 me anko they were hold on
Let me come.
You correct.
Even now, you're talking about NAM tax. Let me come. Manana. Even now, Gambia can Namo Minka Joe Gambia. West Coast alone, it can mean Dundi. Annually, brother, where Gambia from Sile, West Coast alone.
No, I cannot.
West Coast alone. West Coast alone from the money after Tilimo la Milka Namol collect. Ya Anyama. We Gambia from Marco, brother. Do you know how many
Namo make a cunning. You don't understand. I don't know whether you understand governance issues. Onamo se refe nyaonya. Onamo la civil servant bejo. All these civil servants that are on the government payroll. Onamo la kejo. So now you cannot use that NAMO to pay all those people, and you want to use the same NAMO and make infrastructure development, rapid infrastructure development like science, and then the caring.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Cisse, just a question. Mr. Cisse, question on what is it, Manda ke continue. Fine. Ning NAMO minka collect banko kan because Gambia na last debt annual revenue. GRA annual revenue mean collect. They were expected to collect 28 billion, but they collected 32 billion dollars plus the loans me go Gambia collector, and then everything was 52 billion dollars plus the loans. Wale are some before from 32 to 52. Fine. Ni loans sol Gambia mansakunda kaminta amanke ko free. They have to be paid. It is not about until we do not want the government. So let me give you one, let's make the maths here. If a country cannot produce anything inside the Gambia, it can attract foreign currency to make sure they can use it for the national budget annually every year. I'm coming. Nien denying na coming your sabol binagam, but I will still give you the time to come. BAC collect every year 300 million. One of the last one, the young women collect. Talib Ahmed Bensouda collected also $352 million at the KMC. We do not talk about Mansa Kongkong, Basse, Mianongo, Atolebo, but okay. Just allow me to come, right? And understand. So corruption means start from the beginning when Sirifo Sonko was there at the Birkama Area Council. Sirifo Sonko collected $3 million compared to what Yankuba collected right now, 300 million. So, Allah imagine 297 million just vanished without knowing it. How did that happen? Because he was a protege of NPP. NPP represent candidate. So this can tell you corruption. Let me just finish here. Corruption like a population of Katambidina Mo Ikido Chiketa Ikamolbu. Because you know why? Just few days ago, there was an operation taking place at the Bansang office and the light went off. Formal panel tai cafe. Do you know the kind of corruption? Because of Muno, Dulado Lebiyamianko mismanagement of Kakewaldo, and then we do not have the enough fund to cover up this kind of problems that are happening in the country. So no more than you feel like. So going back to Iko Jawra time Julobe Gambia, I can tell you when Jawra was a president, we were only 11 billion debt. But by then our currency was strong. I just want to finish here, then you can come. Well, Birin Jawra began 11 billion debt, but with all that, our currency was strong. Jawra's time, powerful on your Minulia a witness, they can know how was the rate between the Gambian dollars and the euros or the pound sterling. So now, Yaya Jambe Nara, I remember before Yaya Jambe leave, the dollars was 35 euros. So now Senator Banasal Mafonga Canal for 41. So compared to that, Yano Numiatina Bankola debt cassia. Because Kabrin Adama Barona bondi 43 billions to 121 billions. So the dollars just keep on rising every day. From 43 dollars €1 to $90 right now.
No,
so
which government is better? From 43 to 90 $85, not 90. Stop misleading people. Say how it is.
So how much it is right now? You know,
84.
Huh?
84, 85. No, 84,
What
85.
84, 85? But Nasal Wakatale for 90, my brother.
No, I'm
okay, so I'm the 85 for them. Then farmer 85.
Anyway, we like 85 for like we can keep it. So why would we have that kind of problem?
85.
Because currency about from 40 something to 85.
Inflation over the belt. You understand? Hear me to come. Allow me to
This
come.
is not an inflation. This is mismanagement.
No, it's not mismanagement. Yaro Seku.
Okay, saying, yeah, I'm not going to do Alinto, Alia Lava, for saying the election yellow. The committee, I get in. Not all the problem. So saying, among your complaint, no move. They didn't advance because no level of why to call in a place down the time. This government, this government, possible deal. Is the Kama containment. It will advance the role Kumar than so any brother, you perform in that because now you're 2016 qualified the particular monthly. For that time, the other parliament will promote that. Yaja Pandu, Alibasi Serakunda, Papa, so that 2016 was the best party here on the most of Lama.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Bo nte jama fula nyindo dem bati la pal la pra elaborate ya wolom ko. Nte I was a student before I leave Gambia. Pa was a teacher. Ngamira a teacher have more experience than I did there. So then nte be Gambia bulala. I have no hope in Gambia. That's why I leave Gambia. So I see a failure in Gambia. That's why I leave. But time, in Kaba, with the condition of having a job, and then you feel like this job does not worth what I'm doing. Maybe you can explain it better than I.
But let me concerned about 2015 coalition. Mala Morrison, Mobi Jeremy ko abafula ko multulo ni nyal manke no Halifa Sallah o moto kede no Gambia was not koleata Halifa ka finti kata ready bumol to mol ba interview la spiritual kono
but you want to know about the banda ba only 5%.
Ala hakilotu ten kunde Gambia mun bele tati kele te kala jam problem te kala jam Halifa mo jama mo jama hakilo ten kundi woto anu Khalifa mo nyama
na cha dem la po man radio do nda de
you understand mo nyama Khalifa ten to je bakele because I kata bake 2015 2016 I mo jama hakilo ten kundi I can fully remember boyo 2015 2016 I entered a base in Nyakoy dem na yaja meka be diam la 12 akata diam la 12 suto wallahi kabira ko election no man people have to go back to the police station mbeso min ko kan nopal watije but that very night nopal bantal because momo kala mo call in combo sama sina transportation on nada ke problem modi ba ke fam dol fama ke ya sangi tangi be setan but ntabe passé ni Halifa diam dan ka mo le ko Halifa min fo atino coalition wala diam lati ano I'm 100% lata la bakele but coalition oni ala felo ni wole Gambia murundi koma wole mfutani be bi min kono mo kana mo nakari wala bos coalition e Gambia felle ano mo kelente na e Gambia felle ala e bula wallahi wota kala ite sawo sotla bos baronya naka jinin 2016 after 3 years IG Gambia no le decide for be back to police station for vice president be 2 years wala banaba wotura dum Gambia no le bulu but kabir mol go 3 years mol fin da ko no 3 years was 3 years mantara Gambia ra loi bukoso I can remember Halifa is the first person min fin da ko people have to respect the MOU minefo 3 years mbala moy kam fang kabirin abidiam go mul fin dra comment lu ñu mala mol bota police station lo fe daka na gen kuma kam fo ya jabi wol
Yeah. Anu baro fo ya invite State House le den anata ko baro mbita ni na mole diam because halifa alo na ni mol agree ta fenel.
exactly Halifa kabirin position on talana mol ba foga Halifa nyana kala vice president bra ko no akabita député bungol to loi ke dami jele samboso amansom so atara bi bi Baluo be collect in Gambia. To be honest with you, Baluo is very, very expensive in the Gambia.
Mol ba mano sankane $2,000 in Gambia. Mol ba fa 1,000 something, but 2,000 is what I'm hearing from people.
No, mano la geo mambe from 3-4 months. I've been on 2,300, 2,250 boy.
Because of election they put incentive pro kamol nene.
So mano la geo amambe. Mano la geo mambe.
Yeah, amambe.
I've been on 2,250, 2,200. China ajita.
Definitely.
So it as a civil servant, I had a salary of 15,000. Your man bodo sanje. You have kids that are going to schools. Every day you're giving them lunch. Every day you're giving them lunch. We didn't know $120 for there. Not at a school or I tell you. I will take example.
So Pa, Ali Mirada, how many parents can afford $20 every day, monthly?
Pa, akilo ba ko tamo ni na school ni na sister by man na mero ka dalas na din mo dalas ni ala tema dalas
No,
dalas ni ba
you go with $2, $1 you have a lunch.
Ni me tu da so dira ika happy de kam school wala I understand
But parents you marry $50, $20 a day, every day.
Like me until a kid soul. If that Arabic school samanda, it can dara ularo. So I'm paying Arabic school, I'm paying dara. New school also on the continue dara, so manani ularo. And every day they are going with lunch. And samanda, if that's how full of school. So parents jelebo kenola, like faraba from the madama. Parents
the question.
$20 to do because we want you $10. When you kill him, Butelo is $10.
Yeah.
Muraho average 25 wala 15, 18 years.
Muraho no money so $25.
So
so you cannot have a bread with $10. Yeah? Let's agree to bread with $10. Ye honjo sang nafata because you cannot have a bread with $10.
Empty bread is $12 in Gambia.
Okay,
say. Yenyi rating soldier nga min foto mburo ni wonjo ni fengol ten. Yalo ne nyinne ka public service sol encourage pour corruption because you need to have money to satisfy your family.
Exactly. So neither tax collect. Daily, you have family at home. Neither 25, 20, 50, $100 collect. Boy, if 50 is something, the other 50 back a post of it.
Exactly, kanyina foi. Ninde ka public servants sol encourage for corruption.
Exactly, this is what is happening. So imagine the other side with development, the other side will be faster. Ni jambe development domandi nyundo la blade develop nola. This is what is happening in the Gambia. Wala na bi ni data in tuwa official jama ipe ka sungaroke.
Yeah, go to the police department pa minuka lo siloka. Now, if they are paying a police officer $6,000, right? 6,000, 7,000, let's say, this is the maximum wages for them. Now, police omialonko abinala every day. Kata dokola, you can leave, you have to forcefully pay pass.
Yeah.
Pass order madama would cover 4,000 a monthly for a police officer. Now, out of 7,000, you are left with 3,000. Ite nyanta mani boto sanale every month.
This money, man.
You need to be responsible of the clothing of that woman, the shelter of the family. the education of your kids, you need to be responsible because launching canal, school fees canal sometimes. The new program also the school every month, you have to pay something for that.
Sure.
So as a father in Gambia, you hope to be living in that kind of life.
Not possible. It's not possible.
Yeah. So what I never police collecting 7,000 from Bagwe Malang or from Molminu Gambia when they have a serious problem, they would rather pay some kind of money to get out of it.
This is the problem. In Gambia. I have double level. We have a dinding killing a baby at school. In the morning, in Buro Sangai. Because you prefer buying yellow butter coposang. I try buldan, anila minus copo than a cast and piticoto. Because Muron in butter 25. Think about it. So the problem is people have to vote wisely. Moleta your motomo me alonko abe income fenkol sian de la Gambia konole. Doku dolale sia compagnie sia Gambia. Factory sia. This is what we need. You should be engaged. Be Gambia need it school. Ni manke tikati. Ika ke police soldier wala ke serviceman wala sia.
Yeah, odo go le biye men sia ya. And then immediately, like going back to your country, you have to pay extra $1,400, and leaving you have to pay that also. So when I ninga for lamin si saying corruption be nyami in Gambia, it is very dangerous because if you come to the airport, you don't have 1,400, you are asked for 20 euros, and 20 euros is more than what they are collecting. So you see, Nick foreigner Nathan and those people are not expected to have a $1,400 in their hand because all my family members also in Nabina airport or they give it to you to pay it. Almost. So now that foreigner is forcefully going to pay a $20 or 20 pounds or 20 euros. Me alonko, they are more than each other in 1,400 Gambian dollars. And if you pay this, you are not going to have changes to that. If you can change receive. So over the alone is a corruption. Yeah, then the Interior Minister, 2025, February 2025, Afindita, Ako, they will make sure your incentive solke, ya tax ning, it will come and collect, it will go tax now. Iba make sure la flying vehicle, come ila flying ticket over la But then the IT ni civic aviation only will not have for Galka tax min collect airport is even included in the flying ticket. So yeah, so where it is an illegal corruption. Then Kabrin Minister Nyanyufako before 2026 February, iba make sure do incentive for multi collect landing bulola thing. There will be digitalization of everything. But B, in the middle 2026 February la manke.
And you're not going to because B dunia advanced wala paying cash airport so ninga kodo ditela ya ko 20 euro jamal it's a full sababu no je.
Exactly.
So this is what we are saying. The tax collector they are not loyal to us.
Yeah.
But do you know why they are not loyal? But they are hungry. They are hungry. So this is the problem, bro. We need more companies, more place, working place, usually engaged with good salaries. Gambia is lacking that. Honey, just look at our football. Gambia football from GB fan. It's very sad. We only play our home games away.
And how much are we paying to Morocco by then? How much are we paying to Morocco for every match? We are paying $10,000 for every match in Morocco. Every home match in Gambia play in Morocco, $10,000.
We cannot even have a proper stadium.
And about the stadium also, it was about corruption because the FIFA gave Gambian government the beginning programs, because ni FIFA ka kodo di la ka di la in a bond form, le packet form lo. So the initiative one come. So FIFA want to see after the finishing of that packet, ye nanang ye la molki na puru ye nana ye stadium mo chibi abenyati. For Itolemin D was actually what was processed and wodo koleketa stadium mo. They come out, kabiri nata, they just find out that these people were just painting the old stadium. There was nothing done. There is no change of the ground, nothing else. So FIFA kabiri yoke yela molkin and they come to inspect this, they see how bad it is. When they go back, they do not want to assist the Gambia again. Imagine 80 million euros was given to the Gambian government just to start the program. You start a corruption, okay, everything is corrupt. Then FIFA ye da bondi je FIFA mol mimbe ma ko stadium low, they give you through packet. You start you initiate it, then later they give you the middle part and then the finishing part. FIFA call it. But Gambia, they found corruption in Gambia. So iman interest cottage and they banned Gambia to play home games at their home ground.
And how many years are we going to play away games? And away games will never help us. We need our home games to
win match.
For the fans support. Yeah. Because home games are important about la kumaya advantage basotole. So Gambia need to have a problem with jail. Every sector you go,
every sector
there's a big problem there. So we need someone, the person is intelligent and wise. That's what we need.
Momi alonga parental corruption or tackle with no mercy to the merciless. That's the kind of people we need. Yeah, just look at the education sector. Yalo ne bi ni lota Gambia ko barola nyim farm so le nyim chepes farm so they do not know anything about governance. I was a teacher. When someone tell me I am a teacher, I'll have to about teaching sector benyami, I will listen attentively without even arguing with that person. Because ni mo be diamu kan ala own experience lela in the sector miano ko ala experience be do world. Who am I to say no, but it's school better no, it does not work like that. So when a teacher says school or monkey dindingol fongo do not have pencil and other things. Ntolle miano control teacher so teacher kendo le ka jibe okay, let me start buying maybe monthly a packet of book, a packet of pencil, and then bring it to my class and can say I'm not student or tema sometimes. So but Nimum NPP supported it, you feel like no, what is not the reality, reality at all. So
do you know that Gambia has 97% of the schools are all still using chalks at schools? If it's chalk only use
okay, which is
there's one association government of Gambia, na former school dobi na skills karanje international award schemes. Every month we contributed. We bought this, fenko nyim mark board so. We bought, some for them. Not chalks.
Likely football team will come use
Exactly.
fixed or plan and fengo.
Exactly. That school, because we are ex-students of that school, we are sponsoring them. The other time we bought a lot of this, new board sold, new mark board sold. No somebody. And we are programming, another one again. We bought around 6 or 5, I cannot remember. Somebody. But chalk it's not healthy, it's chemical. I'm better. Teacher Jamal Gini Kebari in Jalbuka Kebaya. Was of chalk salt. So
teachers just like example, why do teachers have a side problem? Nikeba in Gambia. They have a side problem, right? Chokol la dos sol nim fenkol minka dungi nyal kono. Eka teacher Jamal je kana aspect sol le nibe keba because of But how Gambia government, like a technocrats also they are forced to support the government agenda to stay there longer. Because mimbe man sakunda karanta amanke man karanta, but they are forced to say things for the government in order to stay.
Bega G school le fang ni private school le kara computer karanto no computer in Gambia. In schools we don't have access because some of the schools they will have computer classes once every week.
Pa,
Most of this
pa ba
they don't have.
nga system do de nga system mo de Gambia mi alon ko like okay say mo jama je ba fu kan pour ka coalition da pour nka opposition ni pano tra headline news follow ko mi dolam UMC UDP opposition da malbe ñoo xasla ay so Gambia bi ren ni dina pour ka kenn was ngalo the time mo min do amanga time mo opposition da man ka je da mal ka ñoo fadi itu ni da na ko mi Gambia la ko pano ngalo ko political pio linde baro jindal bane agar ko se do la ko pale wala ka je da ma so kera problem de NPP UDP min gambe penjela ton mala pati ni fara bon kon UMC problem te min gambe da UDP la anu wolbe mo opposition political party ballet you understand I so gambe ni te things that was ngala kilo killing de maka bonda
no Gambia problem on bije party saba da male bije menalon ko e ka nyoma ka bo somanda fo tilo e boy ñum party sabo UDP UMC UDP ñum NPP UDP UMC abuko comme how to call it comme kekeli musu saba yo soto you marry three wives and momo e dinkilin dila so ñun din sabo always never so on competition of better late man so UDP NPP was a bem clean it fatata so UDP te NPP la fenjela down follow jela e ba mutala UMC the same thing UDP la down follow jela ya muta they will not do that and ñun party sabo abe koleale bi pour coalition ke ntana nga fo boyo bi pour UDP ni UMC
it is even impossible yemin for pa I agree on that and there is something cooking in Gambian politics right now to say this because mfana ni mbolka diamule baga mi alongo they are executive members of this political party UMC is cooking something in Gambia mi alongo it will be very big because there is a Talib aparega minna kaminke political party jamal biye mantara wala kefa wala tinna Talib is highly getting more increasement and he is a threat to the government yaja hani tol fon ko fon so Talib is willingly ready to invest in politics aparega na puruka invest okay so the other political parties are not investing like Talib.
Criminal. Nga do sorno from Sierra. Ino mole nyo kondo fulo. Ito fu mole. Yani ito tari man. Yani mo kondo.
Okay.
Ni ka mo kara ifong introduce mole. Yani mo
for internet tongko kukurangol tadi aja.
Kara ka mo lo.
No.
Ba?
No, mantare mo eka. Ala internet we can continue, so boy, Talib nada you understand ko Talib is cooking something. And coalition of Sotola Gambia, but what kind of coalition of Sotola? Well, maybe UDP will have an alliance. Join UDP gang. I get alliance they go for their own coalition. Then all the coalition will happen. Maybe it apex the Talib accused because at either ways Talib te UDP bulala pour aita modoye ila party lead scientific. So that will be difficult. So Talib will be also a leader of a certain coalition. Mialongo maybe APP Sobia would be there, and then Lamin Jedabo and other people would be there. But saying Mama Kande is the game changer right now. Mama Kande. Molba Bulle, we should never underrate him. Molba Bulle Fokapare Fana, Moma long exactly for an immobile coalition or a wonder, ala atela own opinion of a to be a leader also in any coalition. But Mama Kande is also a game changer. And Talibia investment on Minketeng. Now, the Mandungola Jede, a Jamala Bina before election. Because Talib also, more Lebiyemianonko, they are ready to invest in his political campaign to win that election. So I do not underrate Talib. Ngamira potential for the back.
Seko,
Yeah.
I don't see any party me I'm going to son any UDP kafu. Nta mo je follow na.
Mhm.
For me, ko new party 1% party me I'm
Yeah,
going
Well,
exactly.
muna network papa.
so boy nta na ko na lola fire pare na fence na iko ngana ko ra bruko ngata kafita ma ko la without no power.
Yeah. Because
Nta ko
UDP
gambia
coming
be
from
fala.
a alliance that among the coalition.
Yeah, na kafuma but imang power soto. Febo okela.
Abakulera.
Wole
So
Marisok
what
la party boy. Ngamire yo jejane pa Marisok sayang la party benami. Ntolbele ya sir.
So ole UDP la problem world because UDP kabi ko coalition on need any party need kafulema you have no political agenda on the table. Ebe kafulema le flag bearer ya beto level. UDP ole.
Eko the biggest party. Yeah.
But fine, you are the biggest party. You calling yourself your business. And the UDP one thing. Ela internet diam la Jamal Bijang. Eka santo kumol for mole. They are not telling the people the real fact. Nanga na individual o Gambia ndanga foile ata wo jaman utamida ko individual party binale a ruling party boyindi fe ema la wala o ko yala le wo is very very difficult
Very, very difficult.
Yeah.
it's not going to be easy come ko UDP na NPP boyindi wala sobia na NPP boyindi wala GDC na NPP boyindi bo I'm not saying that
Ndefoma la kombe was possible no because incumbent influence lesson always in Gambia. Ika influence lesson. Moli
exactly
aji jande kabrin jawral time, jambela time. Influence coalition o doron ka po indi bota manke mo kilim dide.
coalition of Damalum. So without a coalition B, I tell you, Gambia Barrow will rule for the next 5 years again.
Anu pa ya jelende amera nin coalition o soto ta fananga UDP will not be chosen in that coalition. You know why? Because nim party be ning atata natata in a bad way or in any good way, they will one of them would compromise for another party. But ibe malafiko UDP fanatambi because ya jele mintambi.
Exactly. That's what people are fearing at the moment. Party
UDP found silata well, they don't found silata well.
So near from UDP Damal because last time Bela party militant go let the amo debate, huh? Because last downfall on you because it's because of Talib. And when Talib Dama aka KMC la kudo min Dama dundi ñu la political is too much bro fay wala ne ba
Yeah.
Afiata Bakel. So it's not going to be easy. To be honest with you, wallahi, it's not going to be easy. The only way UDP, they don't have any candidate. You know, my Nana, you see, they choose wisely. All the political parties come together, they choose wisely. But bro, what is easy like that?
No, at the easy. Ya jela pa na kata nyim party damangol fanang minun pije apart from UDP when they form a coalition is a mojama bondino around baro kono le model bondi UDP fanang kono ndi amiro coalition might be even powerful than UDP.
Exactly. What's the case?
Yeah.
What's the case?
Because you have Talib, you have Halifa Sallah, you have Lamin Jedabo, Keba Madi Bojang, Ezra Fall, and then Mama Kande. If you have these 6 concrete parties that come together, they will be even powerful than UDP.
For sure.
Because Mama Kande have 120 something thousand voters. They are concrete. Talib and Molmin Bondi à la Congress is a very big threat to the government itself. And the APRC Lotto Alliance, Najele Science thing, they are even campaigning in the phones for Talib. Just 2 days ago, I see they start making rallies talking about Talib. So that means Talib thing, he is gaining a big momentum in Gambian politics.
So anu ne APRC la mulje APRC la mul have the barole have the in the other political parties, but for
Yeah.
APRC go to UDP is very rare. Abijele ba doyata.
No, ito jela fon ko be APRC ko mi ala ko sampul sangolo ay ta ko kata UDP no ko je fon.
No, let me say it in this way. It's possible those have known say I was a APRC militant by UDP le. But ni
Yeah.
area is not 100%. 50 in not alliance will be jail. Not alliance will jama mantara UDP. But ne phone je phone call they prefer NPP to je than UDP come.
100%. Ito la fon ya na NPP win that 2021. Because pa ya jambela ñu moli siatale den kene underrated ya jambelo green boso no la kafo wulta da woda no ika dula melefan so ya jambela mol siatale no so ila influence ni NPP mako nyami it was all based on malafi UDP ke masakida
Exactly.
so they voted against wala nan ko bi nin coalition obe kan mo nyanta jibero kala le fana no matter UDP ni la majority be but comme ya explain dun jamin comme yiro lo mi alon ko yiri jamal lo bari bukadingo sa this is exactly mi alon ko le ground because modol bi je man kay yiri jamal bi but ni tol tambi de coalition o nyaato bango bebe kala kilindre ya fay
exactly that's what I know Mansalo na I give that example. You understand? Was the UDP nin coalition kon when I was in Gambia comme nin baro dabo sintra na mo ka da bendu nya na wuro be kering nka ko molele ko mo jamal bi ambiance wol de ko wol finti ambiance o dia molele Gambian ambiance o ka diele I have a t-shirt to put on o ka dia Gambian olele but after the election if you often calculate after the election people don't calculate that what is going to happen. We need to vote wisely. Gambians need to vote wisely. But ninkum bagala jisola, wala ntanga karle prefer because I'm under a party to well you have to let's forget about party. Let's go for the interest of the Gambia.
Gambia, yeah.
That's the only thing we need in Gambia. The interest of the Gambia. Who is among all these candidates, who is capable of helping the Gambia? That's what we need.
100%.
But Kafoko, they are the majority or they are the minors. Come on. What mentality the Gambian will we are suffering?
But pa for the majority konte talibe molmin bondente amra talib ma half of UDP be found some because I was afraid. Kabrinda nya molja I was surprised.
Yeah. Serious.
Within a short period like this, Taliban mobe kona from UDP because most of Barola mol mantara Talib support ko nyama. But
No.
Yeah. Incumbent mol be kontani nyama, they will not be living rampantly to go to Talib. So ngamra Talib mol min bondi wole fango nyim controversial sandi baka kelo sandi because why? Taliban na nyum mol beta so mol mi alam ko lu sample sangol they will never leave. They will be threatened. If I call Taliban na mol is not fair. So
exactly.
but and
so this is the problem.
Yalo mi ananko coalition obe se soto no black in a coalition without UDP was a soto no because why? All the members in the coalition negotiation went to Talib Congress except UDP. Yo black. Esa falta.
No,
Swaibu nyadilem of PDIS fanantata je.
Swaibu Ture.
Thank you. O fanantata jele. So the other members will fanantata jele ka kalamta. So where I mean neko there is a connection ko coalition o soto no will damma ol tema kontako fan bol tema. But
exactly.
The division between UMC and UDP whatever coalition or nyim batandila but saying ni UDP ko in my interest then other parties can make it. Mama Kande is also there. Ni momo Mama Kande sort as a coalition you have a better chance to win. Because Baroka win that for Mama Kande can challenge there against Baro. Mama Kande should keep no coalition.
Exactly. But I'm not seeing any coalition, where UDP will be leading. I'm not sure these other political parties will allow that.
Yeah,
Man, come on,
definitely now, yeah.
yeah, Mawoje. But UDP, I don't know, so come in, leave political analyze kay come fale.
Ha.
Walang problem. But until ka analyze the mimbe caring ka wala je. Was UMCG be mol min bonde la in last fengo minke.
Mhm.
What the madama itan leko near GDC soto,
Bari
PDI soto.
Yes, so
baru
they are
kami
sort
mo
of
jama ka
nobody now the mark kind of.
mo jama ka min ko han bi hanara for example like ma me padi ma fa mela ma sembo ko ni da because last year ajal esa falta da je fan be any political party that je ka mo because nation wide lambika model dal period pour yana ye mabe. I understand. So iba ni dol bi mi ko be sanbul ma fa wol dol ene man na kombo so ka hamere ka bulo modol la kana. So mota determine no kaje ko talbe ni moja ko la ja esa falo ni pana ni mosi falo kodi but
No,
me other
but
come like
tali be min bondi momo bondi nak.
Boy, Talibe min bonde. Ye Talibe la, comme ye UDP jela. UDP ila militant mil baraje, people like Ibrahim Dibol, they are very strong.
Bola, they are so
yeah
influential also. Ibrahim Diba mu moldi mi alon ko
Yes.
is
karama be
influential.
gombe kara
Ibrahim ol Karafa Sonko wol. Wol
Karafa
be
songo
moli
nyol.
exactly.
karama be
They
mo
play
ganda
a very important role in UDP. So wol be tara kafu Taliban.
yeah of course
So
of
abe
course
Yeah,
kola LB, UDP
yeah,
nya
yeah,
daga
mbal
bole
may
for
kana,
flag
mbal may
flag
kana, bandel lampu mantal fenke bagay,
no
flag
no
bearer
problem mol kondo
UDP nya
pa
daga jël.
marga so ninno ne do ko be da war siara mol
Abe jam
kondo
fere
ko
de tiara.
yeah, yeah,
mol kon mol
mbal may kana, no. Ba na lampul
mol
mantal
kon
step bagay, no.
no problem ke moy wala kumare
Mantal like, no. So,
ya mbe moy kan ne mol kondo ya ite be sare juma le siara kon ani jebe nyaade de sende
No internet olo. Ada internet olo man fenke ba.
inno
Why
ngara moy ka
why
kara
bo
okay, great.
okay okay another yeah
Okay. Okay, then, mbal be kona nal tunal konta na, no.
okay
bejo.
oh
Boy, ikante spawnje individual comme ning UDP la in diaspora ni be live ke kanja weekend on nin selta je sada ko comment rek ika wayle ga ko ala block an jindi ala block
Ah, no, bari ida nyanta dallo la inna la TikTok ko. Live stream ke je komi commenter to nya ko problème o fon be start 2016 ka fa ala block ni mu fekke ni mu halifa
exactly
sallallahu wala political mo claim fo ya ko kari la mol.
exactly bo ndaka
So
mena boy
political tu bugata o nyama ni lafta mo le ke ne halle.
min koy ko because Dabo once stood up and say come rain come sunshine we'll never abandon Barrow is our Barrow
Ha.
we will
Yeah.
never abandon Barrow I want
udamo jiji na ya conditional fake
okay so waro bozo
Majama
must start for bozo
pa to
man
ya kuma jamal le fota baro e jang baro president baro keta malay ko ti jana ku jamal le fota brin division o keta rek
Anabila
honorable
listen
tabo lo da podium o da ko ako baro should respect the agreement with the people. Oh, no. You manke body min ka fa bole ko benna court la ngal legality jibe. How is that possible?
no
That's strange.
wala nde jere like comme like ni molbe ka jaka ka je fulo comme like okay kengis ka sure mo nya ko ni ko bara kengis but dalla jang ndi ngamra mo ka kengis ko dalla but ina molla kenyal jibe kon kal ni mbongo mam pare kengis no ko min ka kon dalla rek but mam pare because bi ndi ngal no ko UDP to yara siara nyanya but UDP biri lo ra foi pare adam baro bode ko adam baro ni molbe bode kadi okay
Mhm.
Thank you for the collaboration. Ahmed Benzo.
Salib
anu tal ko molle bo je especially Ibrahima di bayo karapa sonko yo mo UDP 100% already one man pel ko moy bi atle mi kiamano di will be able to je le ngaji lo that time kiamano lo resign be place be ka mo tali benzura ko di
Yeah.
okay say iman da fa ka talale han bi be talakan ni dara ko hira ma fa la kan dara ko be da ko jam boy ka folle be sare min yalla ko folle mo tu tali benzura mo tali
but hande fanan believe tan na bowa coming maybe talib ning oppositional be talib tamini lota ya pousse kende ken diamela talib se baro winno le talib se baro winno
baro wanda
No,
tara UDP fananda
ning oppositional bill at Nyoka. Ye talib choose. UDP, GDC, Sobea, PDS, every
talib
party
sala
bill
aning
at
wondo
Nyoka. Yeah, well, talib say we know. I personally, I like Taliban so much.
Our criteria for I do not hate him because you know why? No matter how more Yamato Nyami, he don't come out to respond to people.
Yeah,
So that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So what I'm probably you push and pull data also.
And wo better like komi ibuka talib jay findinang ay statement o ke mialon ko banko mol be nyo sabangol kelala le adata wo sifa. And that is a good criteria of a leader. Yajel. Talib ko le avoid.
2026 without coalition. No, we're still going with NPP.
That is true.
No coalition, NPP are still going. But Kian Dama, bro, Ntara Kian, 53 or 54 kilometers from Sankandikata, Mandina. 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 Nibara Karanta Bakata Mandina, Karanta Sade Bal. Not Thomas Odoje. But not Johnny Kabinka Dunga Batasi Vake, Kabin was coming from the Jimbanara. I went to the shop. I take a photo in the because of Kantoni. Kabin said on Nibita Yabuka and Fenko Dun Terkandokan. I went for a program there. But program Hanabiki company, they don't have electricity, but sign Baro you would deal. So Yana Jiu sign was always new opposition on the camp call, but sign 45% of bail at a massacre.
Yengoro mo ko ma family no saying what opposition mo le but be don't done.
Exactly.
Kewes man bisa go Allah min se fona arja buka bugo kewes na beta.
Yeah, bola ngo 45%.
Yeah, and 45% Momo you sort of opposition on the stronghold or Omar is doing good.
Exactly.
Okay. So itu mirror lo. Ini baru ini 5 years na ada ni. Eba expect kanya de dan lebi amun de festival. Tidak ada paling na le.
Well, nim baro tambita alota aman la fika tam limit ke atambita Gambia betara mess le kono because mbedunna dep le kono la rek cool betara was kan. I know exactly. Ye baro jele amanke ko baro in passing is a bad person. Tul be min bija ngalo ne baro alone amanke mo jawt ni ajibe pay kalo ne mo jawonde. But say the problem is baro e mol min sota abala. Like Nina Moldi Miananko, we were fighting against them for the past 22 years. Well, they do not have any other plan. Their egos are against oppositions. Well, they don't like a lot. But say, finding minube lorin barono ma technocrats or minuba no ma forward in a kalole kabankola nyato tapul for no. They are always throwing words at Talib, Esafal, UDP, Ndundajana, Halifa Salala Party thing. This is what they do. They insult opposition. Wale itola dogot. Banko la nyato tayo nene buka oki. Ano yung banko be mes min kono boyo. Inene talo na funding commission o lota. Ye kuol mume fenke ko barola government o nyimni nyimbeke. Ite fonki yo bola. Commission o lore. Yalo ne audicting manke about public service follow. O audicting manke because baroba singo lokan. Ay momentum bo woto. So wala nango why bo ndebine bulala lafta relax do man sama 9 o'clock len nyanta tala do ko leno andum fonga
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, thank you so
let
much.
me say this. Let me say,
Jani bi jira la pa pa la do ko indi ma pa
yeah.
la bi jella pe je ko indi mo do mandi ka jele mo ko tara janne aka MPP support ko dimo wara diaspora wala Europe instant la man ka king aka masal support
Ah.
but di moment na por da diaspora wala ay bago joni ma do bago di ka ko mo di ko masal support alka muni jeti bago do no loti je do mandi ko jibe la ya ngalon because muntal malong muntal vijan
no.
malong malam mine kala alka mine alka karam mine exactly
So janin bina out lado folo was separate lado for coming milbe num former regime to wol killing wala be baro bala inabi do ko keka wala ka mul kajafi more sabala demina aba announce ka kada UDP I interest people it was on Friday mbuka nyinal fadul nyinata ba
No, dafa na manyina de.
it was on Friday the series sifo nina kebal tara mbaraji masalola tara bladol de la corradol kol kachala so ibem UDP militant le possible ibem moyla kabiko Maman Sabal is joining UDP nko Maman Sabal is joining UDP based on his interest but one day he will say bye bye to UDP billahi wallahi
Anda
kuma
akile de.
kan for that day
Akile de.
nko because Maman Sabal is always with the president no for your wulu wallahi no for your wulu but after kabiri Maman Sabal sound ngana ke ba call akoy misaba akoy misaba e yim fanyel ngai masiri na wolu ngai fale Maman Sabal will move was Maman Sabal the tarna blado amal la fi blado me alon ko yunus amantara so opka Maman Sabal malle fo akala fi le dawda mole tara jeka Maman Sabal wo mosi fal
Ni mira Mamad Sabali en nenke UDP la jan 2011. Mo manyana nyina lawal. Mamad Sabali fella UDP kan.
one thing about boyo ni bota gambe ifota the jam follow ika fengol minge jang ibeka tamani luwala anin sarato anin silo wawul mon tulum luwala like example hani kayto tebul tuwabo na ita do ko la ake mabole aka fele hani police soldier fe ko inatante ya nyinel la man na do ko la jam bos ni e muta e ka ta charge e ba charge la kodol la an wo kodo amanke go yekata la ya jo han e buka jo bulto ba wala fengo be e ka jo bangle
Yeah.
wala la corruption oti jam boyo wo 20 euro min ka jo airport na ka jo nungi no e kata la ya jo bank wala ya jo from ila mobile airport
Gambe se ko kodi kiyoti.
ni APS ni sendol do e ka joro ke wo nyama no ya na sunya robe kala boyo
Ata kila tomino banko we firin na currency fon de bota de. E apoto to yalo e tudde mo de la ka jije.
tuwabul buga ila tuwabul ibuka songola komi kata no ye munta komi ye charge iko ba jola han no ikata jo bangle tuwabul la fengul biga ke wala nyama wala ne no ila kodol control ta dos nin dinta bang naka sindikalo na dinta nyama ano imantulun karamo to imantulun karamo tuwabul mo imantulun karamo
okay
mecho
so one so karay ka mo ko di
Bo bari nde bine bulala ngata la no. Ngalon ne another time we can get a program.
mbari sarodi karay ka mo ko di
Okay.
bo ndafa mbita lalal nak so kudale no
okay se kusa ede sarodi
Ya
mene
ande
be jere
kay ma
advice
fulal no. Ila
mene be
platform mo heti ta batle anu.
lemina ebe sarodi la bra be advice that the upcoming election afegi
Okay. Okay, ntela advice ba kila min di wala. Coming Gambia Youth Soul, ye fin data, ye register. Because May level the last day, malo May on the 21st on the first number, right? So in Yanta Minkela, wolum ye finti yetai register ila voters card also yetai vote for ila future yalo ne ni mona ta ko tai vote ni mbani ne dilela amari ke ne ila carte ye carte jela ate dammale te la kidoti mi alon ko abe ma ko ila be protect la for the next 5 years so ni nyin soto ni nyin chance so a make sure ye decision kendo make ni aje bi mbe sila internet to kan diamu jam ko leke de gambe mi alon ko ma fair nga politicien kendo lo soto minul 40 halifa nyol sidia jata nyol ni be soto nyum banko kana minul 40 londo soto bar cartel man fayi abe tata nata jumanyol lo yalo ne min keta halifa la jumanyol le yake banko jawra nyol la time kabrin jawra nyol la time wolle narrative sol dundi gambenol kungo kono ko halifa is practicing socialism hani de fangola so you are going to share it with people yalo ne nenyum fo nyim badi bu ko yenyum fo nyim kian ko le ani nyim pabirol mi anan ko to la mentality to they do not joke with their women so it all they will feel like halifa is a threat to the interests of the country yaje bibi dabo nyol le nyim yeah bibi dabo nyol le nyim ke halifa la NCP nyol wolle nyinke nun halifa la and wo NCP nkol nyi walla molti bi minu basiri UDP Gambia la politiko be tata nata problemo be start na won ye halifa la ideology nyi tala and halifa la ideology wala be Europe kodo min ka jo ntela regional ta jang wo kodo tita comme ninte be li frem bi ntebe Hanover jan ni da sax nte kodo min jota jan taxo min jota jan ate bola jan kata bali na be min kala je no kodo nyimbe nyin ntebe tundo min da bo development da market halifa nyin ideology le sata ko nyanta VDC bangsol fango satolala at every village ite ni la on problem ol inyante la problem ol solve ni ka namo min joy fangola tundo but biya jibe comboys ntol be ka namo jole bar fo yankuba ka aka moto bondina ne birkama ina fo faraba ka kambalito ko mole fa ko ken
no
abuka ke ando sang tol ka namo min jo na fali so wala tinna moli halifa la idea nyim predict wrong but hani bi lafta minna wala mala idea because muno ite lafta le namo jo faraba moto ina ay lambalito pik par moto bu gene la namo pik aka birkama ta da mala pik ab gene ta pik so why ntol nyanta tara part of West Coast nakata ibugana ntol topic so nakata faraba ka namo min jo ala faraba ji wo namo ni wala nyanta faraba
jo aba ko murunka
ha exactly so faraba ni we namo jo wo namo ni nyanta distribute la faraba da mal tema then sen na problem ol solve no faraba ji because bi ite kata le kam buro sa bitiko te kam mane so sangi ka fengol sang so ye taxo min jo wokono ye fengol min san taxo min jo taji what taxo nying should return back to you but be government mundeke yemu system sifale ke namol ka jole the local governments will take 40% and the central government will take 60% if kana subvention or the back to the people ibuka okay say ntol bije wonyama we are happy nko yalo baro mun na problem but local government ol fana mun na problem ol lati nying opposition ol mi yalo ke mararing na local government ol fana mun na problem ol
big ones
yeah so nyin ne bentol batandika ni yentol batandi bakel Gambia nga halifa la ideology tala nga misuse nga mispredict ning halifa nata Europe jang university le ka invite pour ay section o soto ni wala andi ediam tubabul kallo ke la moya ndol mi alan ko abutan dol la bankol kan tol ko mansula ning carte fa aussi da mol kata carte fa agence halifa
africanol da daji ko di bank kuma ka min na ko mo tum kala mo kendelo fana fa ko mi da ndo fokal nata
because if carte fa min la ndenen kari le bota sikli nga carte fa wala nga kari le long carte fa kari dum badi ko nga carte fa andu wala yati nan tol ta kan ko ma damin tan nyum boje ntol neneti tanya
ko le ala fa
jumaale be Gambia politicien ol kono min karanta halifati jumaale be je motije mo fango tije ya jambe mumu ya jambe ani halifa buga d'accord baraka yi aka naye missionol sort outside the Gambia me alon ko fango sembo warta tele government beti aka halifa la kumandina nehal danko rek halifa ma beje ya jambe nala ya jambe yam aka wala ke ndol biya je jana halifa tara ka Gambia
akamna akam da timi komite ba foko nya leadership le bari nga feeling ko mal da because ali mal ko ni afu mo gambe jam mo ben agital but ko ni na carte fo la mo carte fay but be son do mi ali kal drone te ni bakko sabon mo be son do so wore ro gambe la problem ro gambe di wala ndala ko mala fu leader kendo la because ni ko leader kendo ali ko
comme mol ka carte fay mol ka carte fay le lafta minna inni min denta inni min bota sikile inni tol patandi ñin Sénégal abuka keje just pa jibe just kunu parliamentarian fenko min keta je fosongo nyanda kala parliament president wati le fama nyanda kala out of 133 voters out of 133 parliamentarians 132 vote in favor of Sonko mo kilinda ma wala absent because of Senegalel buka la fito nyendro Senegalel their politics is always with honesty politician ol buke kenote but Gambia lam eka politician o ja katala wulu sate ta ka fo mole ko intel na wulu ta nyanda carte felantele ka manipulation of it. That is very bad.
Nanga nabi amo ko ngo ko jele fam even in party you in party but we don't choose wisely yeah
Gambian or civic education on dol manki talal kende just ajibe bo kabiring fenge be diam ganya yalo lami sise be diam ganya ne abe fengol le foka miala ko ha man sakunda ni kele manko bele ka julolta but sa banko bele ka julolta fo banko bele ka la fi bang julo e tarela ab ka to nyama nin jamani julo so Gambia julo so jamani ni tol lafta kila julol jo wato wat e beta euro le print la ya jo but say Gambia te euro print la pour ka jo and julomi be Gambia la is in dollars Gambia te dollar print not Gambia nyanda because na julo so why because muka fenne do ku Gambia coming export outside Gambia muka feng export side muka feng export outside so be dollar so no la nyadi le wolom nintara China nga sije ngam bulol la nyo ka nga fa China ko almol ma ko China ko do di mo lo ko do nyi nga hafta nga dundi into banks to make sure nga interest to pour ka julol jo ha fo nyin baro ya ci ka kala yaay combine campaign raw banko tina interest to la je banko no development ko dititaji kay di amran tol nin jama nin julobe tol banko fulol be tema julo nyi jumal le benefit abi jaman de benefit because German is the number one biggest economy in Europe. So ibo ning Gambia compare no la nyaade ka fa German fo ning kol ata domorol data sel German ning essential dabe sel la yalon kelole be bankol to mialan ko essential ka highly percentage maybe 15 to 20% be ka bono ma ko lela andu ni woketa German ka salary la fale instant percentage o essential be la fala minne ka salary la fa o percentage la German na ja. So if you are working here in Europe, you are having 4,000 euros. Ibe bungo jogal 600. Ibe itala domoro buka tambi 200 la. German na train ticket or a month is 9 euro. It's a 9 euro ticket or sanjang. Ibe German bill around nala with the regional train. Every weekend from Friday to Sunday, you can travel the corners of German. So now, Neo make it, you will not even spend 1,000 euro to have your living sustainability for a month. Now you have another extra 3,000 to do your other problems for. But in Gambia, near mojo 7,000, hani domoro fa benda masa nata sil. So anyanta corruption or killer, puru ay balunyaso. So wala nanko mansakunda like be blame la at this point because imantara civil servants or joke and kodikendola. Public workers imantara kodikendo sorga and Mansakunda is the highest employee in Gambia. So Jumale nyanta nala nim private sector just imagine not long ago esa fale kodo di Gambia Mansakunda $125,000 puruye land diala ay hotel or lodge Gambians are going to work there but yamineke they block everything because politician all. So ajibere momin fongo lafta ka contribute pour ka more employee they block you. Talib want to register his party, nka leak audio mo ikafo IEC la kiamano eko kana register follow the aliba to fall last minute ni mole la decision will make already alsine register. What kind of government does that? Huh? Honestly, bo nak alnyanta jibero kala atol nimbe Gambia, you are seeing things every day. Kole amin bije. Samato min bal singo ko atol le fongo yalo. Bro. Ala jibere comme ikatara Gambia le. Only a mere internet. Near sang. Near internet or sang. Internet companies take maybe 30% out of that and they give you 70%. What kind of nonsense is that? Yeta ye gas power sang. Ndale gas power lon. Ye gas power sang. 75% equally deal. $100 and they give you 75. And then 25 is going to Senegal. So why would we be paying for Senegal for what the government of Gambia committed with them? Muna and citizens don't have to pay for that.
Okay, but I want him for me. Come like Jamabi need you after time. If I just like Gamino say maybe like Nita Kine. But near Boros Pataka rally to the wonderful near Moldianoma. If I just go, Gamino will be comfortable than Adambaro.
Yeah, civic education already. Because near long exactly Banco with the Met Kanyami, you will not sympathize about it. Bulala no mafan. But more malong, more that Ajibe say momi bejiro. Yalo ne mian na kabrim below tada. Yalo almienta kukini no understand the molmi be Gambia. Wanyanta kelali the decision or the purale baro vote out. Kabrim below tada na National Assembly iko diaspora voting. Barola MPL bele a reject. You know why? Because more diaspora. No, wait. Over 30,000 Gambians minube diaspora. Had more tanta vote la Adama Barrow. Wala nyanta ganda Gambian.
Molbe diaspora guy. It could be support.
But now the Molbe Barrow jikita komi Molba fella in the diaspora. Munati na they authorized for their MPs not to accept it. Barrow yalon mimbe diaspora ate yalon. Mo kemo yalon ninko mota iba fla wodo yatal bar mo kemo Barrow to bondira diaspora.
Are you so?
Yes. Ndol bere ngaji jang. Barona to Spain you count people maybe 11 and 12 people and Nasha 20 people. Ala mol kabrita ada equal to fundraising in Spain. So boyo no Gambia anyanta nyukol jibelal na keta baro latal why did they not accept the fund the diaspora vote? Baro yalon they know it. Itoli yalon what is there? So nyimbanko kan kol mimbe be kan tinyarol mimbe kan je. Seattle amam me science ye nagira no muta in Canada. Is it Canada or Australia with 5 different Gambian passport at the mala natalo le bebe. Te Nagiran olo with 5 different Gambian passports.
Okay, so 1 minute, so 1 minute. Pa, seguro ko mo jambandi majana. Even na sorbu kala seguro ko majana.
Yeah, coming abenyamin ntabe min fola be sarodia bangal ne the famala sign life la time to time binala na life ke.
Yeah, looking pambal by the TikTok le nga live keje because there would be
yeah, abe kuma la bakele biri wosi be dogu nyima min na birin na sade to ya kuma sade to ka finti banda kana sade la problemul diamundi ka pujamal diamundi ka finti bankola kumbo is very important time to time ninka so ka kuma kale ka mol hakilo bulandi ite mujumal de nyanta ke muneke nyanta ka muneso te la banko kan ni is very important economy bodlalong ite tablalong. It's very important nga long ite mu foaroti ibe tax joka nyimu fanka mati abe la tax ta abe about benefit kan kodenke, so it's a damage for you. So we have to plan for the future. It's very important we plan for the future. But someone dingol nim mamaringol wala mina kasi kana ki politician ulti but nin dep kasiya la ita function lano. So the best thing, we all go, we vote wisely. What is very important.
Thank you.
Mandare mo gandi la mo afila mai ko tumi
Michael.
Mandra mute ma mene.
No, abina la voice mina ngara findi tele no. Why bo onde be bulala ngara nan la lapta relax sama nga wuli 9 o'clock nyanda do ko start la. But inshallah me invite la lunkilen fana na TNT do enaje mo le programme okay. And then
No problem.
because nyanda silfo singata sotolal maybe this new week no min kana
Okay.
na programme oro and then fanang mbekalla nale la programme la fanang mo le diamu politiko la anin satela incentive sol nin kodol no combo is especially because yalon ne cool be siari ne de Gambia cool be siari
Definitely. No, ama ula nande pon kana programa besu ko tudulo. Tudu do ku time so ning kita na tudu ula nanga ning ko na class ka to 9 o'clock. No, ula nanga na programa besu. Ko sukal. Ye but time to time kala na ran ka kaya no time to time.
inshallah okay ngalon ne
Yes.
mbitala saying fo ñaato inshallah maybe another time fanam be ben la ko tege pa kay nate ñu follow already TikTok then sometimes bakala fana invite because afana ye ay politician olom ay politiko no ba kala politiko lon ya lon ne momi alon ko ay politiko lon ne niaje ka lon ne kende ke no so
Definitely.
politiko be ta
Ula na ula ro ula tudulo birim be diam ga dimo ay diamol start nya ngala le che politician war na ay ba.
yeah
Better
because kabra diamuta mfana ngamwe ngalo ngo he is true modo fana nada we political non politician o niaje ikalon anu political men ke fendi mi alon ko mo nyanda tala le ka ke balandangoti comme ni molbe wikka wato mine ka fo hani inde sonna tente no man ke la moyle ni mole karang ali nyoso londola hana ke tebe ma fo minna ni ko mo fo yalon abe diam kanyana ko so biamu 1% party le but yalon nte obe munyale ngate nga jibe lamin si se toñi but political lo bo nyama ikela opponent sol weekle ila weak point sol la bar fanan isa son nyinna ko ni la opponent sol kumo fo miano ko is tangible isa ta ya fo okay mbitala le mba jibe la le mba do ko kala le to make so odla address political ka keten but bilam gambia lo mobe are entitled to their opinion ado ikalafika they say out of the box and wo be mbatandi kam bakala but mbe kontrol number mol fana mbe kontrol faraba mo be kontrol na ngalon inshallah
Abarka.
barata yeah
Barka. Thank you so much. Thank you.
you're
Barka.
welcome.
Thank you so much.